My name's Christina Surdan and I'm a media, drama and sociology A-level student at Queen Elizabeth Girls' School. And honestly, I'm ecstatic to even just be applying for the BFI course. I just think it would be my absolute pleasure and an amazing opportunity for me. So whilst I was looking through the application, I started really thinking about the true kind of root for my passion and my kind of love for the industry. And I think it mainly comes down to the fact that it's always been in my life, or some way or another, even if it was just sitting around the table with my family, just watching a bit of TV. I think when you sit down watching TV, that's just a moment you just relax. You forget all your troubles and you're kind of just immersed into this new virtual reality in a sense. And I think it was just always something me and my family did together. So when I started media lessons, kind of the whole concept of the industry kind of just clicked and it became very clear really quickly. So I think I've always got to grabs with the whole idea of film and the true purpose of it really quickly. And I feel that film isn't just to purely entertain an audience, but it has such a deep meaning and it has the ability to do so many things. Like, it has the ability to stimulate on an emotional level, really touch someone. It also has the ability to stimulate all senses. I mean, especially eyesight and the hearing, done through kind of camera work, editing and like sound. But I think recently, especially with the IMAX cinema, they've been experimenting with smell and touch and taste. So I think that's definitely the future. That would be absolutely amazing to be a part of. And yeah, I feel like it actually, like, it has the capability to be so much more and educate people. So I feel that my absolute favourite project was, I think, definitely my AS media practical project. And although technically it is compulsory, but really nothing's really compulsory, you put on as much effort as you want to. And for this, I felt not only did I want to do well for my ASs, obviously, of course, but I think this subject, as in media, I think I really wanted to do well in, and I was really enthusiastic about, and I didn't want to just settle about any idea, because we had to come up with a 2-minute film opening. So I started brainstorming, coming up with pretty average ideas, which is what brainstorming is for. And out of the blue, I just came up with a idea that maybe I could use underwater camera work, and maybe it could feature within my 2-minute opening. And having absolutely no experience at all, I was a bit sceptical at first, but being a lifeguard and a swim coach, I'm a fairly good swimmer, so I thought maybe it wouldn't be too hard. So once I decided to actually go with the idea, I had to get permission from the head teacher, asking if I could get permission to use the school swimming pool. So there was a whole issue with safeguarding, and it took about 2.5 weeks to get it all sorted. And it was a bit of a nightmare, but eventually I got the all okay, and I was ready to send out parental permission slips to students from the younger years that I was going to ask to participate within my media project. And I printed out about 30 letters, gave them all out, and 2 days later I was going to collect them. So it came to when I need to collect the letters, and I went around all the forms, and honestly, I was in shock. I got only 2 replies, only 2. So at this point I was panicking, not going to lie. I was slightly stressed, like it wasn't going to be with what I envisioned, and it wasn't going to match everything that I planned for, so it was a bit of a shock to the system. So I was planning to film the following day, so I just printed out another 30 lessons and gave it to every single year 7 that I saw. I was like, please help me, this is for my A level, like it's really important, something I'm really passionate about. And it seemed like all odds were against me, and I went to bed that night a little bit shaky, a little bit skeptical, but yeah. So the following morning, the morning of the filming, I went round again to all the forms to collect the reply slips, and I got another shock. This time a good shock. I got 22 replies this time. So going from 2 to 22, I was slightly overwhelmed. I was in shock. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be like a real film. So I got really excited, and the session went really well. I mean, I only had a small waterproof digital camera, goggles, flippers. That's all I had. And yeah, considering that, I think it went pretty well. So I managed to complete all the shots that I needed in 5 different sessions and ended up getting a top-end A grade, which I was completely chuffed about. I mean, I did work extremely hard. I spent for about, I'd say, 2 months every day after school until 6 o'clock editing, experimenting with transitions, filters, and different typographies. So yeah, it was a bit stressful, but I absolutely enjoyed the process thoroughly. I mean, it was something that I really wanted to do. So despite putting in a lot of effort and working extremely hard and working extra hours inside and outside of school, it still wasn't perfect. I mean, there were still problems with the audio, things that I wanted to change, but I think within the time frame that I had, I think it was pretty good. I'm always one of those people who strive towards perfection. I mean, isn't everyone? But I think even my idea of perfection still means it won't be perfect, because I know what might be perfect for me won't be perfect to someone else. So I feel like there's always room for improvement, always things that you could change, but you have to just let it go in a way, just kind of be happy in what you achieved. So I'm very happy in how I did and what the end product was. I also participated in a course called How to Make a Film in a Weekend, but because it was done through my mum's work, it was actually slightly shorter to How to Make a Film in a Day. So I think you're wondering how you can make a film in a day, and not going to lie, it was a bit of a stress. But because I had previous knowledge from my GCSE, I kind of had a bit of a advantage to everyone else. So we were put in groups, so that was fine. So yeah, we had to research, we had to plan, we had to brainstorm, we had to be taught about the cameras, then go out and film, and edit and put sound to our product at the end of it. So we did that in the space of about 9 hours. I mean, slightly ridiculous. I don't know how we got it done, but we managed to do it. So yeah, that was a pretty amazing experience. I got to work with adults, and even though they kind of had less experience than I had, it was fine. I think some of them at the beginning were a bit shy and a bit spectacle in a sense, but I think being kind of a bit bubbly, a bit easygoing, I think it brought them out their shell a little bit, and we actually worked really well together. So we were in a group of 4, 2 were actors, and this gentleman and myself were filming, directing and editing. So yeah, it was all a bit of a rush, but we managed to get it done, and it was an amazing experience. It was really fun. So I continued my interest in the industry by doing a week's worth of work experience with a company called Cut Films. And Cut Films is an anti-smoking campaign that used film as a way to kind of educate people on the dangers of tobacco. And I think that film really can educate people, and it's not just a lesson or a lecture, but it's actually an alternative way just to really get people interested and see the dangers of it in a sense. So during my week, we were given a lot of freedom with what we wanted to do, which I thought that was amazing. That given a lot of scope to work on my own creativity and see how I wanted to give input, which was amazing. So yeah, we managed to start making a stop motion anti-smoking advert, where we drew a cigarette, So a detailed cigarette, and then we had it burning away, and it kind of represented how this cigarette is kind of burning away at your lungs, how it's dangerous, kind of the connotations of fire and danger. So yeah, and we spent that drawing up from times 10, so it was slightly quicker than what's just a live drawing. So yeah, and then around the drawing on a A3 piece of paper, we put different images of what smoking does to you and kind of what the ingredients are in a cigarette. So that was amazing. We didn't actually get to finish it, complete it, as the software just absolutely crashed. Quite ironic. Kind of media company and the software doesn't really work. But anyways, we started on that, which was amazing. I actually continued to keep in touch with the company, and I attended a masterclass on presenting by Jacqueline, hosted by Jacqueline Shepherd, and she was amazing. She's a real life TV presenter and has all the experience and the knowledge and the wisdom that I'd kind of really looked up to. Someone who's actually been successful in the field, because it's such a difficult industry to make it into. I think having that kind of that wisdom being passed down to you was really helpful. And we were really kind of encouraged to come out of our shell. Like, I'm normally quite a confident person, but when it comes to, say, delivering a speech or pitching an idea, everyone gets a bit nervous, a bit kind of rambles on in a sense. I mean, probably doing that now, but still, I feel like I learned a lot. I felt like I could pitch effectively, and yeah, I think it was a really good experience. I also did a focus group with Cut Films, where I was invited to present feedback on their new website that they were launching. So we were asked to say what we liked, what we didn't like, and give our general opinion on the settings and the design of the whole website. And I think that really made me think of how important it is to reflect upon your work. I think if you're creating a piece of media, for example a film, you're not just creating a film for yourself. The purpose of the film is kind of to have a wider social impact on its audience. And I feel that if I weren't going to do that effectively and successfully, more importantly, then I'm going to have to get feedback on my work. And that's always something that people are kind of afraid to do. They don't really like being told what's not good with them or what technically isn't working. But I think that's just such an important process. So that really made me realise of the importance. Likewise, I also actually attended a seminar at the BFI on the South Bank a couple of weeks ago, and it was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, learnt so much, and it was on the brainwashing of the youth, and it focused on the representation of young black people in general in the media. And I think that really was something that also made me realise something about the media, that creating a piece of media isn't just so straightforward, and that you have to actually be careful and cautious of how you're representing a certain character or how you're portraying someone to be, in a sense. So I think that also made me realise what the wider social impact of something was, and I think I've definitely learnt my lesson of not how to portray someone stereotypically, or be offensive in some way. So it really made me understand the ethics behind it. I really think, and hopefully you can see that I've really got like a thirst, a real hunger for this industry, and kind of I'm so enthusiastic. So I'm excited to hopefully be a part of it when I'm older. And I think that this course would be such a stepping stone for me, also just to get into it and create some more work. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. Not just fun, but something that I want to do. There's something serious that will benefit me in the future. And now, I'm not just saying it because it looks good on your CV, because of course that's not why I'm doing it. I think it would just be an amazing opportunity. Just like the opportunity to work with other peers that are also interested in the field, not just because they have to be there, but someone who actually shares my passion of the subject. And yeah, and I think working with professionals, that would just be amazing. Like, again, listening to someone who's also successful in the industry is just would be so beneficial, and I'd be privileged if I were to be picked or considered as a candidate. So thank you so much for your time, and sorry this is a bit long. I had a lot to say, a lot of enthusiasm, and I hope that you do consider me as a candidate, because I'm really serious and looking forward to participating in this type of field, and hopefully you can actually help me with my career. So thank you for your time.